I was drafted after graduating from Pace, and I was waiting to start graduate school. I graduated in January, and I was in the service by June. So it didn't take very long because of the Vietnam War and when you could be called at that time, 1966.
Did you have your choice as to what branch of the Army?
I had the opportunity to enlist in the Marines and the Air Force, but this was after I was drafted. But they realized my vision was so bad that I wouldn't qualify to get in. So it was the Army that I was going to go into.
What was your reaction when you found out you were going to be stationed in Korea?
Well, that's interesting. When I lived in New York and was drafted, I went to Columbia, South Carolina to basic training at Fort Jackson. I also went to advanced infantry training and job training after that. So there was approximately 4 months, I guess, 5 months. When I completed my training, I was assigned to Korea.
When did you get to Korea?
I arrived in Korea in November 1966 and left in December 1967. After a while. Life in the village was very different. It was poor, and the village people around the compound relied on the American GIs and the Army for business. You could get a pass to go to the village on every other day. You could not have more than 50% of the people on the compound gone, because it was still, because of the Vietnam War, there was still many things going on, and the Korean War had only been over for about 12 years, and there was still some issues with that were going on. So you could get a pass every other day if you wanted to go to the village in that time, or money.
Did you make friends there, and do you still talk to them?
I made many friends there. When you live with the same people for 12, 13, 14 months, and some people stayed even longer. But for the most part, I only communicate with a couple of those guys. One's in Minnesota, and one's in Virginia. That we send Christmas cards and such, but other than that, we talk, every 3 or 4 years maybe. So the answer really is no.
What kind of weapons did you get trained using, and did you ever have to use them in battle?
I learned the rifle at that point for people other than those in Vietnam was called an M16, which was a heavy rifle that you carried. It had a bayonet that went on it so that you could do hand-to-hand combat if you had to, because that's the way the wars were fought before Vietnam, when people used the jungle and such. I also learned how to use grenades, both in basic training, and I had a grenade launcher, and when there were maneuvers that I was part of, I would carry a grenade launcher and a .45 pistol. But fortunately, I never had to use them in any battles.
What were the sleeping quarters like?
We slept in Quonset huts, which are just like metal buildings with a rounded roof, no insulation, and a cement floor. You had a bunk and a place for your trunk that kept all your clothes in, and a couple of places you could hang things up. you had to go to another building to shower and shave and use the bathroom. When I was promoted, I actually moved to a different Quonset hut, if you will, and had 4 walls and a door, but it didn't have a ceiling, so it wasn't very quiet. But anyway, that was, what you could,